If you are the kind of player who likes to sit behind the baseline, rolling that ball high and loopy over the net, you need a racket that's going to give you more spin. Here are my top 5 options. Ben here from PH Tennis, and today I am taking you through my top 5 spin rackets. Question 1, what makes a racket a spin racket? Well, there are quite a lot of contributing factors, but ultimately, different brands make rackets designed for spin. They are usually thicker beans. They are usually fairly open in their string pattern. Think 16-19. They are usually going to have a couple of other little tweaks, little bits of technology in them to aid with spin, so maybe slightly more open grommets to allow the strings to move a little bit more, and maybe a more aerodynamic shape. The idea is it allows you to swing your racket hard and fast up the ball to create loads of spin, essentially giving you more than you're putting in. And that's what I am looking for in these top 5s. They are not the best top 5 spin rackets, but they are the 5 rackets that I like playing with and that I feel give me more spin than I was expecting. Essentially exaggerating my inputs. That is what a spin racket is all about. So, without any further ado, let's get started with number 5. Right, in at number 5, we have the Shift from Wilson. Now, slightly contradictory to everything I just said about what makes a spin racket a spin racket. The Wilson Shift 99 has almost none of those characteristics. It's got a slightly smaller head size, 99 square inches. It's got quite a dense string pattern at 16-20, which would suggest you're not going to get as much spin as possible. And that is true, and why it is at number 5. It's still a lovely racket to play with, but you just don't get the wild, exaggerated spin that you would expect from a spin frame. Is actually why I quite like it, and it's one of my favorite rackets because it is fairly tame, fairly tempered, and it actually plays a little bit more like an all-rounder, but with just this feeling that it wants to be used for spin. So we've still got plenty of technology that enables the shift flexes in a different direction, so you get more spin on the ball. It is very, very balanced towards the handle, so it's a head light racket, which makes it quite maneuverable, allowing you to flick it around and whip it around a little bit, again enabling your game to come through with a little bit more spin on it. So the Shift 99 lets you play with spin rather than doing it for you, which is why it is my number 5. At number 4, this will be a bit of a surprise to everyone because it isn't a spin racket at all. It is again from Wilson, the Blade 100. Now, this is in my top 5 spin rackets because the characteristics of this racket enable me to play with lots of spin and a surprising amount. So, thin-beamed, control frame, designed for precision and attacking play, maybe even you could argue playing quite flat. However, the open string pattern in this 100 square inch racket gives a remarkable amount of spin, a surprising amount of spin. So when I was testing it, when I was playing with it, the overriding sort of feeling was, wow, this blade is actually quite a spinny racket compared to its 98 square inch counterparts. There's pros and cons to that. The blade is designed to be a 98 almost precision racket. This feels like it's sort of been stretched open a little bit, and that's why the spin is there. But you lose the bladiness of it. I know that's a particularly unhelpful thing to say, the bladiness of something, but what I am trying to get across is the Blade 100 feels almost like it's akin to a blade. It's like a blade, but not quite. It's a version of, and it is a spinny version of, and one that I personally quite enjoy playing with. So, my 4th favourite spin racket is a racket not designed for spin at all, the Wilson Blade 100. At number 3, you could argue the number 1, the Mac Daddy in the spin racket range, it is the Babolat Pure Aero. This is the 300 gram, 100 square inch spin machine. Technically, officially, according to the stats, you cannot get a racket with more spin than a Pure Aero. And it does. It is like playing with extra revolutions every time you play the ball. It begs to be used in that manner. I just don't particularly like it. It's a bit too wild for me. I much prefer the 98. We all do, in fact, here at PH Tennis. But because they've shrunken the head size in the 98, they've made it a little bit heavier. It's sort of shifting towards a control racket slightly. So if you want pure spin, you want the racket, we get customers coming into us all the time, comments all the time, which racket gets the most spin? This is your answer, the Pure Aero 100. It's just not quite for me. If you happen to be a professional tennis player, see our main man over on my shoulder, Manny here, he likes a Pure Aero and he strings it very, very low in tension, which is going to get you even more spin as well. So a Pure Aero with a spinny string at a low tension, and away you go. My number 3 could be your number 1. In at number 2, we have the VCore 100 from Yonex. Now, this is a great spin racket. It has been for a very, very long time. We absolutely love it here at PH Tennis, and we use it to demo all of our strings. But strangely, because it actually feels and plays kind of like a bit of an all-rounder. For the amount of control, the amount of feel that you get through your hands, the VCore is absolutely fantastic. But the other characteristics of the racket just enable you to get as much spin as you want. Essentially, a Yonex VCore 100 gives whatever you want. If you want loads of spin, it's going to give you loads of spin. So I can't really not put it high up in my list. We love playing with it. It's so much fun. And most importantly, comes in 2 colors. We have the red and the sand beige. Not sure which I prefer. The sand beige is maybe a bit serious in a spin racket. You might want to go for the old scarlet red, Joe?
Scarlet red. Yeah,
scarlet red.
So.
There we go. Number 2, the Yonex VCore 100. In at number 1, it is the Extreme MP from Head. Now, if you can read closely, the Extreme, spin big. There is nothing more extreme than a Head Extreme. This racket is designed for one thing and one thing only, and that is to give you as much spin as possible. Now, what I really like about it is incredibly responsive through your hands. Quite often with spin rackets, you get a kind of, not like a tempered down feeling as the strings are moving around. It almost feels a bit sort of gloopy and slow, like the strings are dwelling on the ball is dwelling on the strings for a very long time. The Extreme sort of delivers spin in a sharper way. So it's a bit crisper, it's a bit sharper, and just generally a bit more lively. And to me, spin and lively go very, very well together. Especially when it is painted to look like this. It is named to Extreme. It is just a sort of a perfect encapsulation, really, really nailed down. This racket is so clear in terms of who it's for, what it's for. It's incredibly maneuverable. You can chuck it around. It's so easy to serve with, and you can get absolutely loads of spin. So for me, this was a winner by a very, very long way. In terms of the best spin racket, for me, the Head Extreme MP wins by a country mile. Number 1, Head Extreme. So there you have it, my top 5 spin frames. Please feel free to disagree and add your comments below. If you like a direct response, maybe wait for one of our lives. You can ask myself, Josh, or Joe which we prefer and why, and any other tennis questions you may have. But just remember, spin rackets are there to create topspin. They are not designed to be perfect for everyone. It depends very much on how you play, how you generate your spin, how you want the racket to feel. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe so you never miss a thing from PH Tennis.